back to the channel of ProEnzo Vidz, and this is the NRL 2022 bowl prediction series, the final one. This is part 3, this is it, this is the final one, and this is going to be a good one. So obviously, I did part 1 and part 2, both still available on the channel. You can go check those out if you want. But yeah, this is part 3, so I made sure part 3 was pretty big because I thought of adding some final, ones that might be a bit big and a bit more bold as predictions. So yeah, I thought, why not make it a bit more bigger by adding these sort of predictions I'm making. So hope you all enjoy it, and I reckon it's time to rip in. So and before I start, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated and helps the channel a lot. Because the channel has been growing recently, the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's very good to see that the channel has nearly got to 1,340 subscribers. That's the aim by the end of this week, actually. So yeah, thanks to the new subscribers. But everyone, time for my first bold prediction for part 3. Yeah, so this is one I believe will likely happen, only because of his past, and he's already been in trouble heaps of times, and it's like he's repetitive to getting into shit and all that sort of stuff. So for me, I reckon Curtis Scott, obviously the former Storm Raiders center, I reckon he's gonna get the Ben Barber treatment. He's gonna be rubbed out of the game. Like he's gonna be completely rubbed out of the game. He's not gonna play another game again. He's gone, and he has I think he's definitely stuffed most of his chances up making a return to a club right now. I mean, Parramatta were keen to sign him, but after that alleged assault on his ex-girlfriend, I think that's really that's really messed up his career now, and he probably won't even get to play a game for a long time. So yeah, I reckon over time the NRL will consider rubbing Curtis Scott out of the game officially, and I think he will be rubbed out very soon, in my opinion. So that's one very big bold call there. I reckon many people would agree with that as well. So yeah, that's the first one right there. On to the second one. So there was a time last year that there was speculation around surrounding Cody Nikorima, and they were saying that Cody Nikorima could leave the New Zealand Warriors, and he could he maybe wants to stay in Australia, because there was a talk that he wants to stay in Australia rather than go back to New Zealand. Apparently, that was some talk that happened months ago. And in saying that, he comes off contract at the end of this year, and I believe at the end of his contract this year, I believe a club will pick him up, and that club I reckon will be the Dolphins. So I reckon the Dolphins will sign Cody Nikorima for the 2023 NRL season. A few reasons why: because Wayne Bennett's the coach, and Wayne Bennett was the one who gave him his debut, so makes sense in a way, I guess. If Nikorima returns to the coach that gave him his first grade jersey and debut, I can see it happening. Another reason why is because he has been staying in Queensland, I guess, because the whole Warriors team is staying in Redcliffe base at the moment. So maybe that's why he wants to stay around that sort of area, potentially. But yeah, another reason why is because, I guess, if he wants to stay in Australia, then he will, rather than go back to New Zealand. So I guess, Dolphins are based in Queensland, Australia, so he could even go there. So yeah, look, I reckon the Dolphins will sign him. I have a feeling that the Dolphins will sign him either as a utility or either as a half, like a 5'8" or halfback, either one. So yeah, no, I reckon that's a good chance of happening. So my second bold prediction, Cody Nikorima to the Dolphins. On to the third one. Yeah, so this one's pretty bold because he was included in the Maroons squad last year, and he was unlucky to get a spot in the team. So that's why this year I reckon he's going to get his chance finally in the Maroons actual starting 17. So I'm making the prediction that Broncos forward Patrick Carrigan will make his State of Origin debut for the Queensland Maroons in 2022. I just believe that, he will get his chance finally by the coach Billy Slater, who's taking over, obviously, for this year. So yeah, I reckon there's a good chance he might get a go for the Maroons. Patrick Carrigan, and plus he's a good player as well. I believe he's a very consistent player who seems to go always very hard and seems to give 100%. So I reckon he'll be rewarded during the year with an Origin debut. So yeah, look, I think he'll get the opportunity, hopefully, and it should be good. So Patrick Carrigan to make his State of Origin debut for the Queensland Maroons is my third prediction. On to number 4. Now, for whatever reason, this player is getting no game time whatsoever for the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I don't understand why, because I believe he's a first-grade player, not a reserve-graded player, and he deserves more game time than what he is getting right now. So, Esau Masters, the Gold Coast Titans back, he's getting no games at the club. He's playing sometimes in first grade if his injuries, or he's playing mostly reserve grade, which he's right now. So, that's why I reckon either mid-season or at the end of the season, he will request for a release and he will sign with a club that needs a centre like Esau Masters. So, yeah, I reckon he'll either go to Super League or another NRL club. I don't know which one will need him, what NRL club would need him, but I reckon there's a chance he could go to another one. If he requests a release from the Gold Coast Titans, which I predict to happen, so I believe this will be his last year at the Titans before he goes to Super League or another NRL club. Yeah, as for Super League, I think it's more likely he'll go there because I think England are always signing NRL players, and obviously I think, he'd go well over there for a couple of years until he comes back with maybe more experience back to the NRL. So, yeah, either Super League or NRL doesn't really matter, because I think either way he might leave the Gold Coast Titans for another opportunity elsewhere since he's getting nothing at the Titans. So, yeah, I reckon Esau Masters will request a release from the Titans some point this year and will sign with another club very soon. On to my 5th and final bold predictions, the last one. Alright, so you can call this big or you can call it a surprise, one or the other. But for me, I reckon it's a good chance of happening if this team in particular can keep their full squad together and string some matches together for wins with the same team. So that's why I make a prediction with the Sydney Roosters to lose under 6 games. So I reckon they're going to lose under 6 games. So maybe they'll lose either 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. But more realistically, only 4 or 5 they might lose this year. That's a big prediction, I know. But if they can remain injury-free, then they can definitely, only lose minimal games, I reckon. Because that team's scary. That team is going to do some big things in 2022, I reckon. I think they're going to go and have a big season, that team, if they can keep, all the key players fit and firing, like Luke Keary, Tedesco, their forwards like Takeaho, Hargreaves, even the centres like Manu and all that. So I reckon, they're in for a big season, the Roosters, and I think they will definitely win heaps of games and lose less games as well. So that's why I make the prediction that the Roosters are going to lose only under 6 games. That's it. Okay, that's it. If they can remain injury-free, then there's no reason why they can't lose only under 6 games. So that's my fifth and final bold prediction right there. But everyone, thanks for watching, and thanks for watching all 3 parts of the NRL 2022 bold predictions by myself, ProEnzo Vidz. So if you enjoyed, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what your thoughts on my bold predictions are made. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if there was any you agree or disagree with. But until then, catch you in another video.